Look at the size of this enormous house. Someone is doing very well to live here. Their heating bill must be a fortune. But let's focus on the car, because this is the BMW 5 Series. It's just won another What Car award, and it's won an award every year since its first year of build. And that's an enormous achievement for BMW. And it's an achievement because there are lots of outstanding cars in this segment. So in order for this car to win, it has to lead by a considerable margin. And it does. And that's because BMW are constantly evolving this car and making improvements as they go along. And the way they do this is by taking information from the dealer network, feeding it into their computers at ground level. It all gets sent back to Germany, and they decide what to put on their fix list. What that means is the car that was built in 2011 isn't the same car that you would drive today. There'll be a whole host of improvements going on in the background. I'm driving the 535D version, which has 313 horsepower and 640 newton meters of torque, which then brings us on to the next question of which one of these you should buy. I think they're all as good as each other, actually. I think the 518, even though you might look at the idea of it and think, oh dear, that's a bit embarrassing, but it's not. It's really good. 5 stars for what car? 520. I've done a drag race between a 520 and a 530. There wasn't a massive amount in it. But actually the biggest question is, should it be a 530 or a 535? And after years on the forums, nobody actually really knows the answer to this question. The easiest way to describe the difference between the 530 and the 535 is on an A road. A 530 will overtake one car extremely quickly. The 535 will give you that much more confidence you can overtake up to 4 cars. I've just done that. And they were all so impressed, they were all flashing their lights with admiration. One of them was like, that's really good. The 535 is fitted with the 8-speed ZF gearbox, which has become very famous for being great, which it is. And BMW in the most recent couple of years have added this really clever thing where when it changes gear in sports mode, it gives you a little jolt, like a deliberate sort of one of them, as if to say, we're in a sports car. And I love that. I think that's really clever. Even the small engines do that. You're going to like this. Watch this. Tesco. And there they all are. All the Tescos. Every little helps. Well, talking of saving money, this is where we should talk about the MPG from a real-world perspective. The 518D we've tested at around 55 to 60 miles per gallon. The 520, very similar, but of course has got more power. We saw 40 to 44 on the 530, and this car, the 535, does 36 miles to the gallon. Which is actually extremely impressive when you consider just how much power and torque this car has. Travelling from one end of the country to the other on a dark, safe, dry road, this car will scare you at times. Oh, and all BMWs with connected drive, get this, concierge.
Good afternoon, you're through to Information Plus. You're speaking with Chris. Can I take your name, please?
Hello, Mr. Ritchie.
Thank you, Mr. Ritchie. What points of interest can I help you with?
There's also the immediate send to car feature, which enables you to Google a location, click maps, send it to car from your computer, and collect the location in 4 clicks from inside the car. There's a couple of other features I would go for as well. One is high beam assist, which takes your nighttime driving to a completely new level. Your beam goes up and down, it creates a tunnel behind the car in front and lights up the signs and looks for animals on the left hand side. Going one step further, BMW's LED adaptive light package is just incredible. Then if you go on CarWow and you manage to find one with head-up display or a used one, you'll find that from 2013 the head-up display not only includes your roads, your speed limit warnings, the junctions are all lit up and it's all full colour, but you can also select your radio station. So if you're listening to LBC, for example, you could change and listen to Heart or Capital Extra or Heart Extra or Smooth. All BMW drivers have something in common, and that is they all like driving. They're less bothered about how nice the car looks, and they're more bothered about how long it can function for and how consistently it can impress them. And the 5 Series is possibly the benchmark car in the world for that. This car is so good that you will find yourself leaving dinner parties very early just so that you can drive it home. So I can see now that even though there's lots of cars in this segment, and arguably some of them are quieter, some of them are better looking, it's the sum of all parts which really makes the difference. It's the thing that makes you feel like you're getting value for money, particularly if you have a monthly payment. It's all the little things that you notice, or the consistency of the car surprising you or delivering time and time again, which really, really make the difference. And so I'm starting to understand how they're doing it.